If you're tired of sending out resume after resume with no results and you want to learn how you can turn everything that's on this resume into a business, this video is for you. Although the job market has shown signs of cooling off, it's still pretty rough out there. A recent Forbes article indicated that by the end of 2025, up to 68% of companies are going to use AI for their screening process, which means that you're not even going to be talking to a live person anymore, sending out these countless resumes. It's a tight job market right now. There are fewer positions and there's a ton of competition. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can turn the stuff that's on this resume into a business. And I want to break this down for you step by step, because I know that some of you that are watching this video might be sending out 5, 10, 15, 20 of these things per day. And it's frustrating, but I want to make you understand that there's hope for you. I want you to look at your resume. If you have one and you're watching this video and you've been sending it out, go grab the thing and just look at it here. By the way, I printed this resume off from Canva. So this is not a real person and this is not a real resume. This is a template from Canva. And that's what I'm using to illustrate my point here. But this is all the same. These are all the same. You have who you are, your contact information, where you went to school, which nobody cares about, by the way. And then you list all of your skills, the stuff that you're good at, the stuff that they're actually going to hire you for because you're good at account management, strategic and social selling, you're proficient in using CRM software, critical thinking, project management. And then there's 3 different positions here, 3 different jobs here. These are potential businesses. I'm going to leave a free resource for you in this video. I want to make sure that you check it out. It is my business selection workshop, a series of prompts, 10 prompts designed to take the information that's on your resume and stuff that's not even on your resume and give you some really solid ideas about a business based on what you're already good at, what you already know how to do, and what you're trying to get companies to pay you for, and what companies have already paid you for in the past. Your skills are your ticket out of the corporate world if that is your goal. You'll never look at your resume again. When you look at it, you spend all this time putting this stuff together, like, what are my skills? What am I good at? And then you go into the interview and you're selling hard on who you are. And then a lot of you will say, well, I'm not good at sales. It's like, if you've ever been in an interview, that is a sales call. That is a sales process. And you can do it. If you've won the job, you can sell. You can sell yourself. So don't put that limitation on yourself that you can't sell, because you can. If you've ever landed a job, it's because you beat everybody else out and sales skills were involved in that situation. I want you to stop waiting for people to pick you when, if you were just to go in all in on you and your skill set, the stuff that's on your resume, the stuff that you've spent, some of you, a lifetime developing these skills, or half of a lifetime developing these skills. If you would simply shift your mentality and understand that all of these companies that you've worked for have paid you for your skills. They've paid you because they think you're good at something. Your employer is a paying customer. You can go find customers. You can utilize your skills to start a business that works for you. Quit waiting for someone to pick you. Quit waiting for someone to validate your skill sets. They already have. It's time for you to go out and make it happen. It's already been done. You're just not thinking like an entrepreneur. You're thinking like a 9-to-5 employee, a W-2 employee. Everything that is on here, on this resume, is your ticket to the life that you want, the time and the financial freedom that you want. I'm going to give you a real world example of how to do this. My example: I was a sales professional. For 25 years, I worked in sales. I worked in direct sales. I worked in corporate sales. I worked for several different companies. I worked for the same company for 17 years. And when I went to start my own businesses, when I looked at side hustles, it was always something completely different. I never looked at what was already on my resume, all the stuff that I knew how to do well. That was strictly for the employers or the applications. It was never like, hey, I could turn these skills into my own business. When I looked at opportunities to get out of my 9 to 5 job, I was always looking at something else like, okay, I'm going to get into affiliate marketing, or I'm going to get into real estate, or I'm going to look at blogging, or I'm going to buy a franchise. It was always something that had nothing to do with what I was already good at, what I had spent a lifetime developing and honing, and I was really good at it. And that was sales. And it was also coaching, because I had been helping people my entire life. I just didn't realize it. And people always told me, "Hey Brian, you're really good with people. Like you've helped me with a lot." And I just never listened to it. It was always just kind of like that was the thing that people told me, but I never paid any attention to it. I want you to start paying attention to what people tell you. If people are telling you, "Hey, you should do this," or "You would be good at this," like don't ignore that. We do this thing that's called discount without consideration. Like we get an idea, it's like maybe I could do that. And then you go 50 steps down the road about how hard it would be to do all the things that need to be done to launch that business. And you just give up and you go back to the default and relying on somebody else to be responsible for your financial future. That is the wrong way to approach it. You are the one to be responsible for your financial future. I promise you, that if you can shift your mindset, you can get to the point where you never have to send out one of these again. I haven't sent out a resume. I didn't send out a resume for probably 20 years when I was in corporate, but I haven't had to send one out since I left corporate over 5 years ago, because I finally found a way to build a business based on what I was good at. And yeah, I had to go through other businesses. I started a real estate business because I thought that I just had to learn something brand new. And if you're watching this video and you're busy and you have a full-time job and you have a family, you have kids, you have obligations, you got sporting events and all this stuff, it's like that takes a lot of time to learn a brand new skill. You already have the skills, you already have the ability. It's now time to shift your thinking from I need somebody else to pay me for my skills, right? An employer, a company, also so that I can have benefits, which is another trap that's keeping you trapped, versus shifting the mindset that is, I have everything that it takes to be able to solve problems for people, for companies, using my existing skill set. Your biggest problem right now, your biggest roadblock is you thinking that who am I? Nobody would pay me. And how do I do this? And the how is really, really simple. You got to get out of your own way and you have to start thinking and believing that you are capable. Because guess what? There's on this fake resume, there's 3 different jobs on here. And those are 3 different companies that said, we pick you, we believe in you, we had other options, and we're going to pay you to help us build this business, help our customers, solve a problem. That's all the validation that you need. Your biggest roadblock, once you get out of your own way, will be that nobody knows who you are. And that's an easy problem to solve. And the companies that you've worked for have been able to solve that problem. You just got to you just have to let people know who you are. Once you get found out that you have this business, this awesome solution, and you can help people solve a problem, they're going to pay you for it. It's just a matter of finding them and finding enough of them to get to the point where you no longer have to rely on a corporation to pay you, right? I want you to start shifting your mindset. It's not that difficult, I promise you. When I worked in my sales job, I remember this, and maybe this will land with you guys, which is they used to bring in outside consultants all the time at our sales meeting to help us with sales, to make us better. And I remember thinking more than half the time, a high percentage of the time, I know more than these guys do. Like, I'm not even learning anything. I already know this stuff. This is nonsense. However, they were doing it and they were getting paid. And I remember because I used to ask my bosses, how much did you pay those guys? And they used to tell me, and it was a high number, like back, way back when, tens of thousands of dollars. And I'm like, man, that's crazy. I didn't even learn anything. We don't need this. Think about that. What consultants have come into your business, have come into your company and done something similar to what I just described, and you thought to yourself, wow, I didn't really learn anything, or I could absolutely do that. That person, that consultant that you're thinking about right now, they had the idea and they said, I can do this on my own. I don't need corporate. I already have the skill set. I just need to go out and I need to find clients. And business truly is that simple. Is it easy to find clients? No, but it's easy once you get out of your own way and once you have a system and once you get rolling with it. Now listen, I want you to take step number 1. And step number 1 is to simply download my business selection workshop, put the effort in, take all the skills. You already have them. You've already listed them out on your resume. Put them into ChatGPT. I have a video walkthrough that helps you and walks you through the whole thing. And you will have a bunch of business ideas that you can start looking at based on what you already know how to do. And then from there, it's just really developing the mindset, getting out of your own way, and getting into business. You are this close. Trust me, you are much closer than you think, turning what's on this resume, what's on your resume, into paying clients. I promise you. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and let me know what else you would like to see. You got this. Let's go.